It is 8:24 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Oh, I was waiting to see if Joe was going to start singing. Spanish is the absolute worst human being alive.
I believe you.
I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many dumb things he's done in the last half hour. But
Well,
most of all,
I can tell you coming back, the mics are hot, and I just hear.
yeah. But can I just tell you the absolute worst thing?
Sure.
Chicago Smokehouse brought barbecue in 20 minutes ago. They got award-winning ribs, legendary barbecue sauce. They're right over there in Tarpon Springs, 734 South Pinellas Avenue in Tarpon Springs. They're reopening their dining room. I'll tell you, they did a thing that a lot of businesses don't do. Everybody's having a hard time staffing their businesses. It's hard to find workers for everything. And they said, okay, let's shut it down for a little while. Let's figure out what we need to do, redo it, and blah, blah, blah. And now they're in great shape, and they're opening back up effective today. So the dining room is open at Chicago Smokehouse. If you want to go by and check them out, again, the address is 734 South Pinellas Avenue in Tarpon Springs. And I mean, I could smell it from here. It's activated everything in my brain and my stomach to want to eat it. And this idiot is still sitting there smiling with his no sleeves on while the food is in a bag just sitting on the thing. Like, why would you not?
I mean, you didn't say you wanted
it.
any.
You just asked me if I wanted the food.
Earlier, you said you didn't want to eat any.
No, Carmen, did I say that?
No, he said that he couldn't have the barbecue sauce,
Thank you.
He could still chomp.
I mean, and not to mention the fact that we've got a room full of people, including a guest. Like you would think during the break, or at least recruit Pap to help you open the food and deliver it.
You're right. I apologize, Michael. I should have recruited Pap and Gio to help get everything situated, but I take full responsibility. This is my fault.
Making fun of you by saying recruit.
I feel like it too.
You feel like I'm making fun of you because I just used the same word? Is that like a thing? That's like a thing that people do?
100% a thing.
But like, don't we all have to use the same words because we all speak English?
I hate you more and more.
Oh, that was making fun of you guys.
Jared Moore is here, and Jared is sitting behind Spanish. I just want to flip flop you. Jared, you want to be the new producer of the show? Jared, by the way, your new Miles Teller mustache is really bugging me. You're really bugging me.
Yeah,
you look.
Was great.
You look like you're like, if comedy doesn't work out, I will be a magician. No problem. Mike Cannon is here with us. Great to see you, buddy.
Great to see you.
I'm sorry that my producer still hasn't provided you with any food.
You're right. I will. Would you like some?
It's okay. Tickets to the gun show is enough. To be honest, I feel pretty good about that. I did like how while you were scolding him, he kept flexing a little bit, just to kind of show out and just be like, "Hey,
those are nerves. I want to kill myself."
It's like when a lizard rolls up on an animal that wants to eat an animal, just starts puffing up and moving. It doesn't matter. You didn't thwart. Oh, now I'm in the middle of talking to you. I'm literally looking at you and saying something, and now is the time you get up and go, just get out.
Dude, your outfit is straight out of Billy Madison.
Thank you. It's a summer no sleep, so I figured you would be.
So a couple of years ago, I came into work one day, and it gets so people can't really comprehend how hot it gets here.
Yeah,
and then add the humidity on top of it. You walk outside to your car, and it burns through your clothes and you sweat. And I walked into work one day and I was like, I'm not wearing sleeves for the rest of the summer. I'm coming in here in shirtless and sleeveless shirts every day, and it's the summer of no sleeves. And Spanish is like, yes, absolutely it is. And then went home and ripped the sleeves off of all his shirts.
Nice.
I just meant
sweater.
Dress shirt.
Nice. I was like, I'm just gonna buy a couple of shirts with no sleeves. He went out and ripped all his sleeves off of all his shirts. So
from
now
Men's Warehouse,
this is all he has.
That's how dedicated he is to you and this program.
I'd have been happy if you just gave me the barbecue that's sitting in the bag right behind him.
I want to get it. I'm afraid to move.
Yeah.
I don't look at me. I don't need you.
I know.
Go.
All right.
Distribute the barbecue. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean,
he's running the show.
It's in there. He's not running the show.
Well, I'm the executive producer. The
terrible
title
job about.
He's running the show into the ground. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's did a terrible job about bringing the people in, taking the people out, doing all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just leaves them standing. He's just not a good guy. And by the way, way to put the Chicago Smokehouse stuff on top of the other thing that they do, the video game. I got a whole video game there unit with 3,000 games on it. Just put the food on it. Now, what could happen? What could go wrong there? One disappointment after another.
Saucy asteroids.
It just warps the glass from the heat.
Ridiculous. Anyway, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, man.
We were talking early in the show, right when we opened the show, about DMT and drugs because Spanish, you are like a professional drug taker because
Yeah.
you don't drink and you like to smoke the pot.
I keep my body pure for the drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
But also you're not like, you didn't like, if somebody met you in the driveway and was like, here's some dirty drugs, you would just do them. Like, you're like, okay, next Friday we're going to do this drug and do this.
Yeah.
And you go down and you let it open your mind and all
You
that
got to
stuff.
plan out your spiritual awakenings. You know, you can't just. I've been offered mushrooms since I've been here.
Yeah.
In Tampa
Already?
Yeah, a couple times
In your driveway.
Yeah, weirdly enough, Spanish was quick to deliver that, and not the barbecue food.
Right.
But I can't think of a good time to do it pre-show.
How long does it take to take the mushrooms and get them out of your system before the show?
I mean, fully out of your system, because you're still wearing the post glow for hours.
Are you
So
really?
yeah, I mean, and it depends how it goes, because you could be wearing the post dark cloak of shame and the things that you've confronted over the last 4 hours.
I'm such a drug novice that I want to try something like that.
Yes.
But I also don't want to cry. I don't want to blow snot from my nose. I don't want to poop my pants or throw up.
See, ayahuasca, you have to graduate to that level.
Yeah.
Like I've fought good and hard to be good at drugs.
Right. You're a drug ninja.
Yeah, it's one of those things where nobody's good at it immediately. You don't know what to expect, so you don't understand how to weather it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've taken enough. I filmed a crowd work special on 150 milligrams of THC.
Give it to our guest first. To our guest.
Thank you for
You know
this
what? I don't even
plate
want
of
anything
glistening
for
meat.
That's what they used to call me in high school. When I was in college, I went for my one semester at St. Leo up the road here. My best friend from high school was also, and we went together and we were roommates. And he was just nuts and loving college. And I met this girl from a different college. So every weekend I would just get dressed. She'd come pick me up and we'd leave. So I was in the room packing my bag to leave. It was like 7:00 on a Friday. And he comes in the room. I hadn't seen him in a couple hours. He comes in the room. He kicks the door open. He walks in, sits on a chair. He's like, "Hey, you leaving?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, cool." I go, "You good?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm great." I go, "Okay." And I start walking. He goes, "Hey." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Remember that Stephen King movie?" I can't think of the name of it now. It was with vampires. Like the one.
Is it 30 Days? 30?
No, it's a long
TV movie.
It's an old Stephen King. But anyway, he's like,
The Stand.
No, it's before. He's like, you know that movie with that Stephen King thing with the vampire? And I go, "Oh, yeah." And he goes, "Oh, be careful when you go out. He's standing outside by the stairs." Like, not even a hint of humor.
Yeah.
He was like, "He's standing outside by the stairs." I was like, "Okay." And he's
Interesting.
like, and that bush has really pretty flowers on it. And I was like, "It's winter." And I go, "Okay, cool. Anything else?" He's like, "No, man, I'll see you Monday." I was like, "All right, buddy." And I left. And I had no idea what was going on. He was dead serious. He already passed the vampire from whatever the movie that was.
It sounds like
Salem's Lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Salem's Lot is what he
It
thought
sounds like he may have tripped a mental illness.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not much
yeah.
to do with psychedelics.
The other thing was we had we got wood with the money that our parents gave us to go to college with, and we built a loft in our room.
Oh, sick.
And we didn't have enough money to build a ladder, so we used to stand on the dresser, grab the pipe for the fire thing, and we'd pull ourselves on top of the loft. And I don't think that if I was high, I would ever be able to sleep in my bed anymore. Like, I wouldn't be able to pull myself up the top of the bed. So these were all things I had to think about. Plus, I was poor, so I couldn't really afford drugs.
Yeah.
Then pot. So let me tell you my experience with pot. This is the worst one. Well, this is the second worst one. So we had straight from California these espresso bean things, and they were chocolate covered espresso beans. And you would take one, and it would hit you pretty good, but it took so long to hit you that then I'd be like, well, let me take two. So then next thing you know, I'm really. So I took one, drove from here to Tampa to go to the NHL All-Star game. And on my way there, I was like, you know, we're going to be there for a while. Let me take two. Then I believe it did start to kick in a little bit. Then my friend Danny was like, hey, let me get one. I'm like, I should probably take another one. Then I took three. So then we go to the game, and one of the teams is wearing all white, and one of the sponsors is Tampa General Hospital. So as the players are coming out to warm up, I start concentrating on the white, and I look at the sign, and I'm like, this is weird that they play an NHL All-Star game in a hospital, because everybody's wearing white. And I was like, how do they get all these people in the hospital? And then I went, oh God, I know what's happening. And then my son, who was younger at the time, said, Dad, I need you to take me to the bathroom. And I literally went like this and tried to lift my legs up, and they would not get up. They each one weighed 400 pounds. I was like, I can't go. And then he's like,
just go, man.
He's like, I gotta go. I was like, okay. So I stand up and I'm taking it slow. There's a railing that I'm holding on to. And my wife goes, I'm starving. Will you give me a snack? And I go, sure. So we go up there. And he goes to the bathroom, and I buy 2 bags of caramel corn, which my wife can't stand. I have no idea what we're doing, but now I'm starving. And then we go back, and she goes, did you get me a snack? And I go, oh, yeah, here. And I give her, she goes, caramel corn? Like, she wanted like a pretzel or something. And I go, and she's like, I hate this. I was like, okay. And then I just began shoveling caramel corn into my mouth. I was so smashed. I couldn't. A sound was out. It was silent, and that's why I'm like, I can't do drugs. It just makes me feel. And like when it's over, I'm not like, oh, that was awesome. I was like, no, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. See, I like to take myself to the place where it feels like I'm holding on to the grass in order to not fall off the planet.
Yeah, that seems like that would be amazing. But also, I don't want to have to hold on to the grass, and fall off the planet.
It makes the most sense. I mean, so I've been doing edibles for a while, but obviously they've progressed in terms of their accuracy, potency, and all that stuff. And I remember when edibles were new in these streets in LA, it was only medical. I was doing some commercial out in LA, and I sent out a tweet of just like, hey, if anybody has these edibles I've heard about, like, come and meet up with me.
That's all you gotta do is ask for drugs on the internet.
I did it last night. I got delivered.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm sure half of it is a bag of fentanyl, but we'll figure it out.
Still good.
Yeah, still good. But just a different feeling than I was anticipating. So somebody came to a bar, delivered me like a packaged edible, which was a cookie for 200 milligrams. And I see milligrams and I'm like, that doesn't seem like a lot of grams.
Right.
So
it's a milli.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine to take this. And it's cookie size. So what could it possibly be? So before my flight the next day, I'm with my entire production crew. I have this guy that I've already not been getting along with. He's the executive producer who just kind of longboarded away from the commercial shoot at times. Right. And then like out of nowhere would just like just skate off and then
LA of you.
Yeah, and then come back in the mid, like we'd be done. We'd have to do these guerrilla shots in the middle of farmers markets, like all this stuff. And then he'd come back and be like, I don't like what you guys did. We're like, you're out of here, dude. Get the hell. You have nothing to add to this. Yeah. So I'm with these people and I take the edible like 20 minutes before what our flight should be. We miss the flight through no fault of mine, but through the fault of the team. So now I'm getting higher before I'm on the plane, which is a problem because now I'm like, they don't really know I'm doing this. So I'm kind of asking a lot of them to be my handler. And we order food and we're trying to talk. And I'm like a full T-Rex with food falling out of the side of my mouth. I have no real sensation on how to get it down my throat. Right. And at least 5 or 6 times throughout the experience, I was like, well, at least I won't get higher than this. And it just continued to escalate. And as finally we get called onto the plane, and as I'm walking to the back of the plane, it was a good commercial. The whole body of the plane started swelling.
Oh,
and this is the first time I've had visual hallucinations from weed, and it just starts pulsating and swelling. And I'm just like, just make your legs one in front of the other, like keep going. And the poor PA, who was like this young 22, 23-year-old girl, first job in show business, very excited. She like just had this whirlwind week of being able to like, be involved in the shoot. And there's a seat between us, not occupied, then her, then I'm aisle. And she, at some point, she's like, she's like, that was so fun. And what a great week. And she turns to me. She's like, what do you think? And I'm like, leave me alone. Like, just panicking. I'm thinking we're backing out of the jetway relentlessly. I'm like kind of cruising the 3 Asian guys next to us. And every time I close my eyes, galactic, almost thunderstorms were coming.
See, I'm out. For those reasons, I'm out.
Mother Winslow from Family Members, her face would like routinely bop across my vision. And I just ended up just like being, all right, I could throw a fit and get like a huge fine, like a $25,000 fine for them to reopen the door once they've closed it and let me the hell out. Or I can just weather this. I'm not flying the plane. I have no real responsibility. So why am I worried? Just sit in this seat as best as I can and, order whiskey when it comes by just to calm me down.
I would have loved if somebody just out of the blue was trying to be funny and went, hey, we need you to fly the plane. Freaked out. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Yes, I can't handle that. I can't handle it.
That's the weird thing is like I was stoned for several days after that and had stuff to do. But then even after that experience, I'm like, let's line them up.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
I think if you've lived through it, you're like, I feel like I'm not afraid to take the edibles again, even though I was silenced at an All-Star game. You know, so how high were we able to be on the cruise? Because we were really worried about bringing weed on the cruise.
I was much more worried than I think needed be because and I think that's good. That's the good measure to take, because I think if you're too casual, then mistakes can be made, and it's just not a hassle I wanted to invite into my life. Yeah. But it turns out edibles work. So that was what was easy to kind of, come on board with. And certainly between those and the 17 cigars that I smoked per day with Bobby, just trying to hang out and be his friend. That got me a little.
It's amazing that him and I are close, because I can't smoke cigars. They make me sick instantly. I tried a couple of times. It made me nauseous, but he's always like, dude, let's go smoke. And I go, no, I'm just going to, you go sit outside of a hotel on a bench where homeless people are hanging out. I'm going to go to my room and go to sleep. It's insane. All right, let's take a break so we don't get too far behind on commercials. Mike Cannon is here. Mike's going to be at Side Splitters this weekend, 960-1197. I say this all the time, and most of the time I'm lying, but I've already made plans. I'm coming to the late show tonight.
Oh, appreciate it.
I've said that a million times, and even there's the 30% chance tonight I won't go, but that is my plan tonight. It's the only night I have available to go, and I'm going to go to the second show tonight.
Excellent. Nice.
Is it you and Jared?
Jared, yeah, and Sean, right? What's Sean's last name? Harper.
Sean Harper.
Really funny dude.
Jared was the person who won the contest to go on the cruise and open for these guys. And we've said this even when you're not here, Jared. Jared did a great job. Very funny.
Oh, super funny.
Yeah, very funny. And it was a great time. So go see these guys. So hang out. We'll take a break. We'll come back more with Mike Cannon. I will come back with the open letter for my daughter. I said I was going to do it this break and I forgot. So I'll do that next. My daughter wrote an open letter to this company. She's concerned about our future here. I love this company. I've worked here for 15 years. They've been very good to me. She does not have the same opinion. We'll get to that when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to the Mike Calta Show. Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone. Summer's more fun when you take the bone to the beach. This is 102.5 The Bone. And now, another bone traffic update from the Safe Cut.
8:49 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Mike Cannon is here.
Yo.
He's going to be at Side Splitters this weekend. He's got a special. We'll talk about that here in a second. First, we gotta play this. I want to remind everybody, we've talked about some good stuff today, including the Rangers fan sucker punching the Lightning fan in the face last night after the game, which is pretty brutal to watch. But
did you text Austin to see if that was him?
I did not yet. It really does look like it was. And also, there's the song that Galvin made us sing this morning. We Eat Farts. That's been turned into a music video. You can find that all at our Instagram.
If you can hear it real quick.
You got it?
We eat farts. We eat farts.
Galvin is the best, and we eat farts.
I love it.
I have to explain that to our guest. We play a game, and when you get 3 in a row wins, then you get to make a rule. And Galvin made the rule that we had to sing that song, We Eat Farts, We Eat Farts. Galvin is the best, we eat farts.
Because we're a bunch of 4-year-olds.
And it went over so well that he did a remix, and now there's a video and everything. It's at the Mike Calta Show on Instagram.
I mean, that has charting on the iTunes written all over it.
My cousin Sal lives in South Florida, and he texts me. He goes, "Can you guys play the Golden Girls theme so I can get the Weed Fart song out of my head?" Anyway, we're in a situation here where for the past 15 years we've worked here, and it's been wonderful. And the future of this show is up in the air right now in a serious way. And I think and hope that everything will work out and we'll be fine. My daughter, who is 9 years old, a little bit more concerned about the future. Not so much as confident as I am. She wrote an open letter a la Galvin to Cox Media Group, and I'll play that for you right now. Here we go.
Now, an open letter.
From me, Juliana. Hi, I'm Juliana. and I'm just 9 years old. And this is an open letter to Cox Media Group. That's a Cox. Dear Cox Media Group. Seriously, there's only a few days left on my dad's contract. What are we waiting for, nerds? This guy has been busting his ass delivering ratings for you dopes for 15 years. When he started here, I still lives in his balls. Who else in this market can take a slightly special Puerto Rican kid, a senile senior citizen, and make them radio superstars? I mean, what genius can take a ditzy blonde with a penchant for dark meat and turn her into a college-educated woman in radio? I know. He already makes a ton of cash. But think about it. He survived through 52-minute music hours, and the program directors guaranteed. Seriously, one program director was a slow-talking lurch with one eye. That's
True.
right. He was a Cyclops. And the other one was a tiny peace-loving hippie. He's trying to teach my dad about radio when he's already done more than both of them combined. Oh, and remember when you brought in the fat, cross-eyed cuck yo-yo? How'd that work out for you? My dad even brought you guys Galvin. And you said, he's a little sophomore. And while I agree, yes, he's the funniest sophomore that you'll ever meet. Take a second and think about what this hole is going to turn into when he leaves. Now, I know fancy watches and European trips, those are for salespeople. But good luck next year when those same salespeople are trying to sell the Mo and Nancy Alexander show. Hey, seriously, God, how about doing it for me? I'm 9 years old and I'd like to get a card someday. It's bad enough my dad has already ruined my reputation by making me the youngest potty mouth in Tampa Bay. So, if I end up on a stripper pole giving $25 HJs, that's on you, Cox. That's on you. Bugle boy, bitches. This has been an open letter to Cox Media Group, you dummies. Juliana, out.
Keep in mind, she's nervous. This is a wonderful place to work. She's just a little bit anxious about the future and know exactly what's going to happen.
My favorite part was the dismissive laugh before the sentence, like, and you guys will fail.
She's very confident about the future.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you again to the folks at Chicago Smokehouse who brought by the food that Spanish refused to give to us. Just let us smell it till they torture us. But
sorry.
Carmen, I could not eat a lot of it because there was barbecue sauce, but I did take a tiny bite, and those ribs are fantastic.
Yeah, they're good.
That was good stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You always have food when I'm not there.
Yes, we celebrate it. We go, what can we do to show how happy we are Carmen isn't here?
I know.
Carmen, who has a penchant for dark meat. What a great line.
I mean, nothing like an espresso and pulled pork at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah.
That is a sure sign that I'm getting old, and I drink coffee with everything.
Yes.
The other day I grabbed food, sat in the living room, and I was like, I didn't get a drink. I'm like, I got my iced coffee. And I go, how am I eating coffee with chicken? You know, it's just,
Delicious.
Mike Cannon is here. Mike is going to be at Side Splitters all weekend long. Are you here Sunday too, or just?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
wow,
I'm doing 47 shows.
30 of them on Sunday.
Yeah.
I am going to go tonight to the second show. How about this? So I said to my wife last night, I go, hey, Cannon's here this weekend, and I'm going to go to the late show tomorrow night. Is that cool or is anything? And she goes, oh no, okay. And then she stopped and she goes, maybe I'll go with you. And I go, okay. And then she waited and she goes, well, you didn't seem too enthusiastic about that. And I go, about you going to the comedy show with me? And she goes, yeah. I go, so you're telling me you're going to go to a show that starts at 10:30 on a Friday night and we have 2 kids and all that stuff. Like, there's no, you're going to come up with 9 excuses not to go. You're going to be like, well, we didn't have a babysitter and I'm exhausted. I know I said I was going to go. I was like, don't try to start a fight with me. I just know how you are.
She also was just trying to see whether you'd be excited or make an excuse and be like,
Right.
well, I don't know if you should go because
She used to do that in the beginning with our band. When our band would play out, she'd be like, where are you guys playing? And I go, oh, we're at Madeira Beach tonight. And she's like, maybe I'll go. And I go, great, let me know. And she'd be like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm like, oh, I'm like, was that a test? Or you just testing me?
yeah, if you would have said no, there was 100% she was going.
There is a there's a thing that people think that we're like we get off stage and groupies are just waiting for us.
Yeah.
And I took a picture one day that totally showed what life for us was like after the band. It was me and Pete in our hotel room together, sharing a room. Pete with his sleep apnea mask on, me with a gallon of milk and Rolaids next to my bed, watching Exploring Alaska. And I go, that's it. The true life of a rock star.
Yeah, see me, I have I sell a lot of single tickets. just one eyebrowed maniacs that just kind of look at you through them, and they're just like, after the show, they're like, "You mean the world to me, dude. Can we take a quick picture?" And it always looks like they're going to be responsible for my death.
I said that's the thing. She's like, "Who are you going to go with?" And I go, I don't know. I don't care. I don't need to line up a date to do everything. And she's like, "You're gonna go by yourself?" I go, "Maybe." I go, "I don't know. It'll be game time decision. I could just walk in there and stand in the back if I want to,
Yeah.
Oh,
I felt that way with Top Gun 2. I just went to see that, and
awesome, right?
It was unreal. I loved it. But my wife was like, "I'll come with you," and I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, maybe I won't." And I was like, if you want to see me pull a Pee Wee Herman in the middle of this movie theater, then come on board. But otherwise, I'm going to go to enjoy the beach bodies. It's up to you.
We can't stop reminiscing about the original Top Gun where they were playing volleyball. And the song playing. Do you know the song playing? Calvin, do you have it handy? You can play it during the volleyball scene. Don't tell them. So go ahead, play it, Calvin. It's Iceman and Maverick and Goose and Slider, and they're playing in jeans and jean shorts and no shirts, posing,
oiled up,
I mean, and playing volleyball.
And
except for Goose, they were like, "Goose, leave your shirt on."
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, you'll be a doctor on network TV.
They said to him, get on out there and play tough and play hard, sweat it up so the girls and guys like you.
Yeah.
And then they will have Kenny Loggins write a second song for the movie, not Highway to the Danger Zone, but this fun hit called Playing with the Boys.
Yeah.
Also, how much did they have to lower the net for Tom Cruise to be able to spike it?
So fun.
It's like a tennis net.
Someplace to be, checking your watch during the volleyball.
He's got a date.
Yeah.
Who's hotter, Maverick or Iceman?
Iceman.
So I'm going to go full hipster, and I'm going to go Iceman's wingman.
Slider?
I mean, his body is. Look at that.
Wait.
Look at just on cue.
He's the one that does the pose.
Yeah.
There it is.
I can't believe you just stopped the song before the chorus.
In terms of there's very few just white guys with insane genetic. You could just tell they're that guy's body. And Charlie Hunnam, do you know who that is?
Oh yeah, from Sons of Anarchy.
There's a scene in Green Street Hooligans, which is I've been thinking about for the last 15 years. And he just comes out of the shower and he is so symmetrical and yoked. I've been just trying to do that without putting in much effort.
Did you watch the new Jack Reacher series on Amazon?
With John Krasinski?
No. That's the other one. It's kind of like
Jack Ryan.
Yeah, that's
Jack Ryan.
Reacher is a movie that Tom Cruise did 2 Jack Reacher movies, and they made a series out of it. And the series has this guy. He is a giant. He's just a giant, muscular, but not like a steroid guy, just like a natural guy. And at one point in the movie, the girl that he's flirting with, she's in the shower, and he takes his shirt off and his clothes off, and he walks in the shower with her. And while they're in there, I looked at him a lot like what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman looked at Mark Wahlberg when he took his. I was like, I mean, he's standing next to he's standing next to a naked girl, and I didn't even shift my eyes over. I was like, look at the body on that guy. It's amazing.
So I don't know what it is for you, but it's not so much that I want to be with them romantically.
No.
It's more that I want to wear their body. I just want to take their body for a spin and understand what it's like to be that wanted.
Some point, some time ago, before it was kind of cool to say gay stuff.
Yeah.
I would always talk about how beautiful David Beckham was. Back then, everybody was like, "Hey, queer," and I'm like, "I don't care. You can say whatever you want. David Beckham is gorgeous."
Yeah.
And every phase of his hair and everything just got better and better looking. And why was I telling you? Oh, because
I got lost in the back
story.
Because I would be like, you don't understand. I don't want to kiss David Beckham. I'm not attracted to him that way. but what it would be like to be him
Yes.
for a little while, just to walk around with that head, just to be able to tie a whale spout knot in the top of my head and get a tattoo under my ear, and everybody be like, that guy's hot.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, right? I don't have those looks. I don't have that body. But every time I watch that movie, I like swipe phantom hair behind my ear, just pretending I'm on the top deck.
Yeah, it's so weird. I remember when I was a kid and the New Kids on the Block came out.
Mhm.
I hated all of them. I hated their dumb music and all that. It was terrible.
Who was the poor monkey faced fella?
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, there was Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
That's what. Joey was the only real attractive one.
Well, there was Jordan too. Jordan was pretty
That's
hot
right.
because Jordan was the one that I wish I looked like. Jordan and I had similar hairstyles,
Mm.
although his worked and mine. I just had a Guido mop and he had like good hair. And I used to be like, man, what that must be like to be in a band when you're a kid like
Yeah.
that. It seems to me that all the boy bands always have one Cro-Magnon man in it. Like
Yes.
they all were like
NSYNC had kind of two.
NSYNC had who?
Well, Chris Kirkpatrick was by far the ugly one.
You're out of your. Chris Kirkpatrick is one of my heroes.
No kidding.
I was just with him a couple weeks ago, and I swear
I'm
to God-
talking in comparison. If he sat next to me, I'm sure people would be like, he is prettier.
Yeah, I'm just saying he. Well, here's the thing about Chris. Although he was not Justin Timberlake pretty,
Yes.
he did have a style about him. He had
For
the little thing on his chin, and Joey looked just like your typical Guido guy.
He looked like he would wear like one of those Big Johnson t-shirts. You're like, that's the type of college dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny how logos just totally describe somebody. I was driving behind somebody and they had it looked like a homemade. It was a poured martini glass, and it said at 5 o'clock somewhere. And I was like, I hate this person. I absolutely hate this person. I don't care on 420 if you want to smoke pot, but
Sure.
hey, it's 420. But somebody who's like, it's my holiday. Where
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, we hate you.
We were just talking about it on Calta and Kelly the other day, where I was like, it's funny when you could tell somebody is newly into weed because it becomes their entire
Yeah.
personality, and some of them do it publicly. Like Miley Cyrus got into weed in front of when she was at her biggest, and so of course she's having dancing stuffed koalas on stage with her and like all that shit. But it's embarrassing.
Oh,
From-
yeah, don't
my bad. Yeah,
I was like, I'm so used to having these.
Yeah,
first.
it just flew out. My bad.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting when it kind of just like, it just becomes the defining characteristic of that person.
Yeah. That's so true. I mean, you meet the people right away. You meet somebody. This is Dan. Oh, Dan smokes weed.
Yeah.
You just look at Dan and go, he's got anybody who's got one of those
like a weed hat or anything.
Yeah. Or socks that I'm
Or-
currently wearing
Yeah.
that I got for free.
Yeah.
No, it's usually to me it's it's like the Bob Marley shirt without the Bob Marley logo, like just those colors and a leaf on it. I'm like, oh, that's a guy I hate.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of kids that I grew up with that got like the pot leaf tattoo with like smoking a joint, so it's double, it's double cool.
Smoking weed.
Yeah, it's like you get it. Yeah, we got it.
Mike Cannon has a special that is available that you can go watch now, and it is free.
Yeah, free on YouTube. YouTube, Mike
Now,
Cannon comedy.
explain this to me. What is the benefit of that to put it out there for free?
Selling tickets for the most part. I mean, we can monetize it and get certain,
but you're not selling. You're not putting the special out there to be rich off the special. You want people to be able to see your comedy.
Yeah.
So when you come to their town, they come see you at the show.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's like you can wait for offers to come in,
right?
Which they're few and far between. Netflix is paying for the upper guys. They're giving 20-30 mil per hour.
What?
So it's like, I'm not. Oh yeah, that's what Chappelle is.
Oh, Chappelle.
But like Seinfeld, similar. Like
okay, but let me think of somebody on who else. Like Burt. No way, Burt got $20 million from it. There's no way.
I'm sure he got a lot. I mean, somebody like Burt probably got a fair amount of money. Maybe it's not like 20, but
Burt
I mean,
doesn't buy us enough.
I think Amy got like 10.
Yeah, but okay, so Amy's a different thing because she came out at a right time and was a woman, and they were like, "Oh, we could latch onto her." Not that she wasn't funny to take anything away from her, but she just became the favorite right then. So she got everything.
And then Monique got offered like a free lunch for her special.
Yeah, poor Monique. I'm a legend.
I mean, it turned out she was totally right.
She was
right? It came out in that
the
trial.
studio, and we talked about this, and she's like, "If you're gonna tell me that I'm a legend in comedy, then why would you pay me less than you're paying other people?" And I was like, yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And you have a right to say something. I don't know that it's because you're black, but I know that it could be because your audience isn't as big, your reach isn't big, although I think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
So she does this whole thing on the show, and at the end, she's like, well, baby, thank you for having me on. And you're going to cancel that Netflix. And I was like, well, no, I'm not going to cancel Netflix. Let's not get crazy about it.
I
now.
empathize, but Stranger Things.
Yeah, there's a lot of good movies on that channel that I can't get anywhere else. Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for Monique. Okay, so if you go to the YouTube and you just search Mike Cannon or
Mike Cannon comedy, yeah, it's called White Privilege Homeless. I have 3 hours of stand up on my YouTube as well as like all this additional stuff. But yeah, I mean, all I'm trying to do is basically just generate the following. I'm lucky enough or hardworking enough to turn over the material pretty fast.
Right.
So I'm already working on a new hour. I have a crowd work special coming out in July. So
I love that. Good comedians who do good crowd work are so good. Like Ian Bagg is one of my favorite.
Unreal.
He just comes out there and just destroys the crowd. Bobby is the absolute best. Like Bobby doesn't even do it on purpose. Bobby comes out. I went to go see him at Uncle Vinny's, and he came out, and there was this other fat guy sitting at the table where the comedians walk out of the hallway, and his chair was back because he was fat. And Bobby's like, well, I'm fat and you're fat and I can't get around you because your chair's out so far. And he's like, and neither one of us, we were at a fat standoff because neither one of us wanted to move. Dude, and he just for the whole show made fun of that guy all off the top of his head. He's brilliant that way. So,
Bobby's like, it's almost less crowd work and more involuntary disgust.
Yeah. He is. I try to tell him all the time. I go, this is not because we're friends. I have seen him more times than most people do stand up just because I hang out with him.
Yeah.
And every time I go, it makes me laugh like I'd never seen him before.
Yeah.
It's great.
He's so fun to watch.
So do you pay the cost on shooting all this or something good for you?
Yeah. So I mean, I shot it with the potential of selling it, obviously, and that's what you do, and you put together the highest quality production that you could. I worked with this guy John Sheridan and Homeless Pimp, who did my who shot Chris DiStefano's special, and they worked with me on my last one, Life Begins. So I had a great group of like really good directors and artists to make it look
good,
fantastic. And then I did get some offers, but a lot of the offers right now for somebody like me who is trying to accumulate as many people as possible, the offers are like, cool, you spent 10 grand on that, why don't you give it to us for free and then we'll split the profits. And it's so you guys start at 0, I start at negative 10K, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Never. Like, that sounds awesome.
I feel like I have a business opportunity there. I feel like every time somebody says that, something in my head should be going off like, this is what you should be doing. Getting a business that shoots people's things, and then I just think, because I'm into it, and I loved being down there for Bobby's special to watch Louis' involvement in it, and he is a strange human, not in a bad way.
Louis,
it's like you don't know if he likes you or if he hates you, or if 1 minute he likes you and 1 minute he hates you. He was extremely nice to us. I have nothing bad to say about him.
Totally.
But I don't get awkward around people, especially celebrities, really. And I wasn't with him, but I felt like I should probably just sit back and just leave him. Let him be.
He's a hard read. Like, because I've hung out with him a few times, like kind of peripherally. I'd never try to inject myself all that much, because comedically, to me, he is the dude. He's my hero. Like that guy, just comedy wise, is unreal down the middle.
Yeah.
But so I feel always reluctant to kind of join in, and then he's again tough to kind of connect with. So I haven't forced the issue. And then one night we had this like great talk about tangential comedy and how like even the stuff that you write that doesn't technically work for your act right now, he's like, always keep it, because it might be a fun aside to go off to and then kind of come back to the bit. So it's all like, he's talking to me about the structure of an hour. And how cerebral. I'm like, I'm because it's exactly also how I feel, and it kind of confirmed a few things. And this is my guy. I'm like, I'm listening to it and I'm like, wow, we're connecting. This is amazing. And then the next few times I saw him, he's just like, just kept walking by, and I'm like, damn, I thought we had a moment, dude.
What's up, Mark?
Yeah, exactly.
He loved Joe, though.
He loved Joe.
Oh, yeah.
He loved Joe.
Their band.
The band. He Bobby said, I go, how's the special stuff coming together? Because they're in Europe right now.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, dude, he goes, I don't know. It's all in their hands now. He goes, I'm sure it'll be fine. I go, okay, good. He goes, but Louis did say, hey, this stuff over here, I cut all that out. And I go, and that doesn't bother you? He goes, no, He said genius. He goes, if he knows what to cut out, I was like, oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, the woman that passed out mid
Oh, my
mid
God.
set.
Yeah. Well,
Wild.
well, I told Bobby, I was like, that, so it might not make the hour, but I was like, that could be all final credits stuff like that. Cause that's interesting. I had, on Life Begins, I had in my second show, like I got it in the first show for the most part, except I did forget the title bit of the hour. So that was like the one chunk that I had to really focus on remembering for the second show. But there were two guys who were like straight off the boat from China, had no idea what they were coming to see, I guess. Like everybody else knew it was a special taping, it was all this stuff, and they were sitting in the front row having a full, like in the middle of the street volume Mandarin conversation. Like truly not understanding what their surroundings were. And so I just kind of stopped for a minute, was like, hey, like I'm filming something, and they just kept going. There's a very clear communication barrier, and I had to like slowly kneel down in front of them, and I was like, hey, like shaking, but I handled it well enough. Definitely said like, you know, some moderately inappropriate stuff, especially in this day and age. And but we
like
kept
the kind of stuff that would keep you upset in your life
for sure. Yeah. But I kept it on my special. And that's just for you guys who stick around till 45 minutes.
Hey, Mike, I have some breaking news.
Okay.
This is for the Rangers fan who knocked out the Lightning fan, the sucker punch there. So apparently Perp James Anastasio, 29 years old, from guess where?
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
Was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and 2 counts of harassment. The victim refused medical attention on the scene, so hopefully that means he's okay.
They didn't give his name?
No, they did not give his name.
It's not Austin Walker.
I'm going with Austin Walker.
Hey, what is the guy's name?
The guy's name is James Anastasio. He's 29.
I know. I'm saying, oh, my guys were there last night. I wonder if anybody knows him or whatever. You know?
Is this a younger brother of one of your friends?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also, what a terrible decision to refuse medical attention. It's like, dude, what do you want to be, Natasha Richardson? Like, dude, you took 3 hits to the head.
But the thing is that you get punched in the face, you go down, and then when you get up, you don't remember it being that bad. So you're like, I'm fine. I can walk home. You know?
Good
When
point.
you look at the video, though, you know.
Also, you no longer remember English.
Yeah.
Just looking at him.
The guy sits up and he goes, I'm fine. I'm going to go play piano again. You never played before, Rick. I got to tell you, though, they should really give this guy an award for throwing such a great left hook.
I mean,
Crazy.
really, yeah. He planted and everything.
I gotta honestly call Austin and see, because that looks so much like
It does
him.
look just like him.
Yeah.
He like
I tweeted it out, so we'll see.
He decleated that dude. Like, look at his
Totally,
feet
yeah.
immediately come
Yeah.
up. Immediately come up.
That guy has brain damage.
Right.
Austin?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Yeah, you're live on the Mike Calta show. How are you?
Pretty good. I was just listening. What's going on?
Oh, you didn't get punched in the face at the Rangers game, did you?
No, I didn't.
Have you seen the video?
I did. I literally just watched it.
Okay, it looks like you getting punched. Galvin was like, "That looks like Austin,"
I
and
was worried.
you're known to show up in different places. So I thought maybe you might have just been there.
If you find that guy, I'm gonna need a stunt double one of these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah,
I think lean into it and get the viral video going.
Yes.
All right, Austin. Glad you're alive. See you later.
Take it here.
Bye. There you go.
Yeah, you got to watermark that video and use it for press.
We're talking to the guy now.
We have a guy here. What is that guy's name? The comedian? Oh, Artie Fletcher.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of that guy?
No.
Yeah, of course not. Have you? So Artie Fletcher is a comedian that is Artie Fletcher, New York's bad boy.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Surprised you haven't heard of it.
As a New Yorker and a fan of Bad Boys, I'm genuinely shocked.
so I used to hang out with, I still do, but I used to hang out with a lot of guys who worked at the Improv, and they had a podcast. And Johnny B, who does nights for us, was on the podcast. I got to tell you, this kid had a podcast before anybody had a podcast. And I was on the show and we were talking, and they were like, "Oh, Artie Fletcher." Right? I'm like, "What is this Artie Fletcher?" And they go, "Artie Fletcher's a comedian." And this is what they said. This is allegedly. I don't know that this is true, but other people have backed up the story. Artie Fletcher got caught going down on a cook at the Improv back in the day, and they were like, on top of him being a horrible comedian, but does not live that kind of lifestyle. So it was a shock to everybody.
Yeah.
So I already same in his defense says it's not true. Yeah, there's the New York bad boy. He's about 80.
No, but I mean that's the sweetest picture
I know,
on earth,
right?
which is hilarious.
Hand under
He's
his
in a
chin.
bowler shirt with a hand under his All right, easy there, Fonzie.
So he is a complete and utter fraud, and it's unbelievable.
Remember last time we had him on, we had the picture of him on the Tonight Show.
That's what I was going to tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a complete and utter fraud. He is friends with Gallagher, who we've had
Two or one?
One.
Yeah, okay.
OGG. We threw Gallagher out of the studio one time. It was one of our defining moments on the show. And I didn't want to have Gallagher on the show. I had no interest in a guy who smashes watermelons for a living. But it was Artie. And
By the
this
way,
guy.
real quick, I have to give Mike Calta some props. So, Mike, you do stand-up comedy. You write jokes all the time. Mike came up with this off the cuff because Gallagher was such a dick and he was being such a miserable old prick and like wouldn't answer stuff and told Mike that his story didn't go anywhere. And Mike said, "Okay, Gallagher, that's enough. Go smash your fruit in the hall." One of the greatest lines ever uttered on any medium ever. It was so great.
I hope you brought your travel mallet. Eat it.
So he was promoting a show that he was on with Artie Fletcher. Somehow these two were like living at Artie's mother's house, Gallagher and Artie. Yeah, it's like it's a weird old man thing. And I don't know. Over the years, we've had him on the show. We yell at each other a lot and all this. And then Artie, I'm looking through some ads somewhere, and it says legends of comedy are going to be at this thing. Comedy legends, Jimmy JJ Walker, and I go, okay, that's can go by legend if he wants to. Gallagher can go by legend if he wants to because he's been around long enough. And Artie Fletcher. And I was like, well, that's where I got to draw the line. Artie Fletcher is not a comic legend whatsoever. And we called him up and we called him on the air and we said, you cannot sell $50 tickets to go see 3 comedy legends when the best one you have is Jimmy Walker, who hasn't been funny in 30 years. And there was something else he was saying that was false in that advertisement. I don't remember. Do you remember? I don't know, but we called him up and he was like, I got all these credits. He always tells me about these times he was on like Law and Order or something. And I'm like, who cares? Anybody who lived in New York could be on Law and Order.
Yeah, it's extra work.
Yeah. So he's like, I got 50 credits. I got this, that, and the other thing. And blah, blah, blah. You look at my website, you'll see it. So we went to his website and he actually has it listed that he was on the Tonight Show. So I called and I said, interesting. If you were on Letterman and you were on the Tonight Show, wouldn't you have those YouTube clips available for people to see? Now, I do know that when he was on Letterman, it was because he just so happened to be in the crowd when Letterman did one of those bits where he goes in the crowd and talks to people.
Yeah.
It wasn't set up. They didn't put him in. He just had tickets to the show. And he got called, and now he listed as a credit. No. The next one gets worse. The next one gets worse. So I know this from the people at Letterman. Okay. So I know this for a fact. Then he's like, I was on the Tonight Show. I go, where is that? And which Tonight Show was it? Jimmy Fallon? I was on Jay Leno. And then you look, and what he did was he went to like Universal Studios where they have a Tonight Show set, and he sat on the couch and they do this fake video like where Jay goes, so now tell me where you're from. And he's like, I'm from New York, but I'm in Florida. And then Jay goes, and what brings you out here today? Like it's a pre thing. You probably like put $1 in a machine and you can pretend you had an interview with Jay. Look,
Tonight Show.
Yeah. Look, Gio's got up on his computer. That's real Jay Leno. And then there's Artie Fletcher.
Oh no!
And they're never actually in the. I mean,
that is awesome.
They're so awfully. They're so obviously different sizes.
Yeah. Would you wear that on the Tonight Show?
No.
If that was
just
you're gonna
casual Universal
And you
Studios.
just sit there, your legs all spread open.
Yeah.
It's like
You could be on the cover of Playboy too if you want.
He looks like a high school janitor.
It's like a green screen.
Oh,
Do you know what's interesting is there's like within comedy, obviously mental illness is pretty prevalent. So there's a lot of that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, it's even more advanced and more crazy. I ran into this comedian who I know. I won't say their name, but they're an LA comic. And I was like, oh man, this person's like really blowing up on TikTok. Like they hadn't had much going on otherwise.
Right.
I was like, let me check their videos. And the dude's video is him in front of a red curtain in his home. And he like starts the video laughing and then delivers a joke and peppers in fake crowd noise.
yeah.
But he doesn't acknowledge that because that would be funny.
Yeah, if he pretended he had it
puts the clip up as if he's performing in a theater. And he like starts it with a laugh to try to authenticate the moment.
Yeah,
and the laughs are so very clearly canned, and so you watching it is like an exercise in like,
oh my God.
I don't know what reality
And you
I'm
say
living
this
in.
is Mike Feeney?
Yeah, this is Michael T. Feeney.
Yeah, like that, and then once we called him out, and he was like, "Well, that's a joke. It's a joke." Well, okay, it's a joke, but you can't put down that you were on the Tonight Show as a credit and Letterman when you were on either show. Somebody else told me. Somebody else was claiming to be on Letterman, and I was like, "Where's that? I want to see that video." And they were like, "Well, I submitted a joke, and they use it." And they're like, "No, that's not. You're not on Letterman."
I brought my dog on, and it did stupid things.
Oh man,
I was in the audience for Mike DiStefano and Amy Schumer's half hour.
You've got your own half hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did for a while as a joke when I was doing like checks at Broadway Comedy Club just starting out. I used that as a credit, but saying I was in the audience of the joking around where it's like poking fun. I would never be like, I have a Comedy Central half hour.
All right, we got to take a break because we got a lot of commercials. You're welcome to hang out if you want to hang out. Yeah. So Mike Cannon is here. Mike's going to be at Side Splitters this weekend, 960-1197. Make a reservation. If you do it online at sidesplitterscomedy.com, you can even pick your seat and the whole deal. Super funny. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we still got a lot of show left. We may go over. We're running out of days, so we might as well maximize all the time. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to Tampa Bay's most listened to morning show, The Mike Calta Show, on 102.5 The Bone. Now, another Bone traffic update from the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center. And 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Now, back to Tampa Bay's #1 morning show, The Mike Calta Show.
9:40 on the Mike Calta Show, and guess what?
What?
I still have a pair of tickets to the Lightning game on Saturday to give away.
Oh, you know what's so funny is I was going to talk to you and be like, hey, we should come up with a really good idea to give away those tickets, but we'll probably just do whatever caller.
Yeah, it's just because we run out of time.
Yeah,
I can't believe this show's almost over already.
I know.
Mike,
short timer's disease.
Yeah. Mike Cannon is here. He is going to be at Side Splitters this weekend, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com. Search for his special on YouTube for free. It is called, don't tell me I know this, it's called White Trash Homeless.
White Privilege Homeless.
Privilege Homeless.
Almost.
White Privilege Homeless makes more sense. Find it. It's free. Watch it. He's a very funny comedian who we've been fortunate enough that he's done a lot of stuff with his show, including Calta Cruise 15.
It's the best.
Who knows if there'll be a 16?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like
Almost wasn't a 50.
That's true.
Yeah, got pushed like
We are-
16 times.
We got ruined by pandemics, and now we may get ruined by unemployment. We'll see how that works out.
retirement.
But at least we all, or, well, not you,
Yes.
but Sagalo, Feeney, and I got assaulted by a 65-year-old woman. So that was pretty exciting.
And I have it all on video. No one's heard from that woman.
No.
Oh, I mean, she went overboard for sure. Or she's still on that man-made island.
Priscilla. But the thing is that there was a lady who was a little bit older who went on the cruise, who really went out there and had a great time.
Yeah.
And in the last party, she might have been a little drunk, and she was lap dancing the boys, and she even showed her privates a couple of times. And I got to be honest with you, it made it so much more fun. Like,
For sure.
she may have the next day been embarrassed or whatever. I didn't see her anymore. She may not have cared at all, but we've never heard anything from her since. But if she's out there and she's listening, we thought you were great.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
it
the
was
best.
so much fun. That's what makes those cruise memories where you go, oh, I remember when Priscilla got crazy. So I hope she doesn't feel bad
It's
about
tough to follow up the news of Tom Brady unretiring, and she totally did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was like,
yeah, that happened on the cruise.
it's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, Tom Brady's unretiring. Here's Priscilla lap dancing.
We will one up that.
I was sitting there at the
By the
table.
way, same age.
I was sitting there at the table, and I don't know if it was you or Mike Oliver.
Yeah.
Somebody walked up to me and just turned their phone and showed it to me, and I was like, "Is that real? Is that real? Is that real?" Oh, I was so excited.
Mike showed me, and then I showed you.
Yeah, I was so excited to see it. All right. Go see Cannon this weekend. What do I have? So I have my nephew's graduation today.
Nice.
Then tomorrow, we had no idea there was game 6 tomorrow here. Tomorrow we're going to Mike Evans from the Buccaneers. Has his charity event tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, my nephew's graduation. I'm gonna get all these kids graduating and get out of my life. I don't want to go to these anymore. No,
maybe give them the tickets to Game 6. That's the graduation present.
Yeah, hey guys. All right, so Galvin, how much time do we have left?
Talk time. We have about 8 minutes.
We got all the time in the world.
Wait.
All right, so I'm gonna go and
sorry, about 6 minutes.
I'm gonna go and I am going to find out. I'm going to ask each person a question, and the first person to get their question right on the first try will win the tickets.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Michael.
Not you, dummy.
Sorry.
Let's start it with Robert. Robert, good morning. How are you, sir?
Great. How you doing?
Robert, it's just going to be a how well do you know the show contest. We'd like to give these tickets to see the Lightning beat the Rangers at home to clinch the Stanley Cup playoff spot. And I'm going to ask you, Robert, how long have you been listening to the show?
Oh, probably about 6-7 years.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right. No, that was
That is correct.
Robert. Well, no. What is my favorite Italian restaurant that I tell everybody about that's in St. Petersburg? My friend Frankie owns it.
Cafe Chibo.
That was almost right at the buzzer.
Wow.
Congratulations, sir.
Did you Google that?
Look, I really wanted to give it to somebody who listens to the show. So there you go. You got it right out of the gate. Congratulations. Look, can I just tell you this now? Can I tell you, though, that these might be upper level crappy seats, but I promise you'll be able to see everything and you'll have a good time, and you're going to the game 6 for free. So don't complain about it.
You're in the building.
And I'm in the building. That's all that matters.
There you go, buddy.
Don't call and try and get back. It's my birthday.
Hang on, Robert. I'm going to put you on hold. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, and we'll hook you up. Let me talk to Kenny and find out if Kenny was a fan of the show. Because hi, Kenny.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. We already gave away the Lightning tickets, but I got other stuff if you want. I got other tickets.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
What is Carmen's boyfriend's name?
Oh, man. I don't know that one.
Kenny's out.
Yeah.
Kenny's
Oh,
out.
man. You knew her catchphrase, though. Oh, man.
Terrible.
Let's go to Matt. Matt, you're on the Mike Calta show. How are you, Matt?
How you doing, guys?
Matt, name one of any of the interns we've had on the show over the years.
Yeah, I can't do interns. I had Chibo. I know Chad. Been listening for 10 years. Met you at Wilderness Beast. Yeah, couldn't tell you the intern's name. So
There you lose.
What are you doing down on Wilderness Beach, Mike?
Yeah.
I don't know what Wilderness Beach is.
Oh, don't lie.
It's kind of like the mangroves.
Oh, no.
What do you want me to say? I like to get high and I like to dance.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wilderness Beach is.
Is that like
Wilderness
Florida's
Beach is-
Fire Island?
It's where bears go, I think.
I thought he meant Wilderness Lakes because that's where I used to live, but I don't know. All right, let's go to Vinny. Hey, Vinny, how you doing?
hey, good. How's it good? How's it going?
All right, we gave away the Lightning tickets, but we have other tickets. So you want to play a little game? We're playing How Well Do You Know the Show?
Sure, I'll play.
True disappointment.
Garbage.
All right.
All right. I think it's something good. Hey, it's too easy. Galvin, if you have anything, this is now the time to interject it.
I don't know if this is too easy.
Yeah.
Who was the girl on the show before Dinah?
All right, I could save it.
All right.
There's Carmen, there was Dinah, there was another girl on the show for a couple of years.
I have no idea. Jackie.
Not Jackie. I'm sorry. Thank you for playing with me.
Jackie? I
By
miss
the way,
Jackie.
Carmen and I are looking at each other
Yeah.
like, who is?
Oh, you don't remember? I know.
Who?
Katie.
Katie.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, she was an intern, right?
But she
Yeah.
was on the air. She did a lot of stuff with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
She was on the air for a long time.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. I gotta think of one. I got one. Let's go to TJ. TJ,
Morning, guys.
how you doing, buddy? You probably heard right now we gave away the lightning tickets already, but we have other tickets you might be able to win.
All right.
Nobody's saying anything. Don't want to give away any hints by TJ. Which member of this show once traded oral sex for fried chicken?
The fried chicken. Wow.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Once traded fried chicken for oral sex. It's much different.
Let's go with Spanish, maybe.
Oh, that is not true. Will the real person that traded fried chicken for oral sex please stand up?
I was starving.
That's still one of my favorite stories ever. We used to do a thing like it was almost like to tell the truth. We'd all go around and tell a weird story, and one of them were true. One of the stories, and Galvin was like, I once gave a lady a ride, and then she offered me to go down on me for some fried chicken that I had in the car, and I was like, that's a good deal.
It's like cold and old.
Drumstick for drumstick.
Yes, pick it up off the rug. Holy cow. All right, go see Mike Cannon this weekend at Side Splitters. Check him out. Jared Moore is going to be there as well. And thank you again to the Chicago Smokehouse folks for coming by. You can see them in, I got hiccups, in Tarpon Springs, 734 South Pinellas Avenue. Great ribs, man. We had some here in the studio. Great pulled pork. Chicago Smokehouse over there in Tarpon Springs. As the band Europe once said, those go on all day. The final countdown. You never know. Maybe my daughter's open letter will get through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forward that
can
to
affect
all
change.
of the head of departments.
Oh, good.
Is that good? Or?
That'll be good.
Somebody actually commented on Instagram, and they said, "You think this is going to help you get a new job?" It's jokes. It's jokes. It's funny. It's
Solid
what it's
advice
for.
in there.
Congratulations, Robert. Enjoy the Lightning game. Go Bolts. We need a nice victory on Saturday so we can start planning the Stanley Cup.
Be great.
Mike, great seeing you. Thank you for
Great
hanging
seeing you
out.
too,
Check out
man.
Mike
Thank you for having
Cannon's
me.
special also on YouTube. Just search Mike Cannon Comedy. You'll find it on there. There's a bunch of great stuff up there. And the podcast. Which one do you still do?
Here's a scenario with Brendan Sagalow and Mike Feeney.
The triplets of funny, all three of them. Sagalow, Feeney, and Cannon. We are out. Have a great weekend. Maybe we'll see you Monday.
Hey.
Find us on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. If you don't hear us, Spanish loves you.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
That's it. It's so.
This time it's a little bit more.